you, thank you. We may remain standing for the singing of the national and AU anthems. Thank you very much. We may be seated. As we are here to celebrate the International Human Rights Day and the Namibia Women's Day, I would like to invite Reverend Retired Colonel Philippos Kashima to open our event with a prayer. Reverend, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremony, who is Emmanuel Nafele, the Director of Development Planning in our Onsati Regional Council. Honorable Irigenus Angela, Governor of Onsati Region, Honorable Doreen Sioka, Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo, I don't know whether he's here, Inspector General of the Namibian Police, Master Gervasius Kashindi, who is our Chief Regional Officer, Honorable Adrias Shimtama, the Chairperson of Onsati Regional Council, Honorable Councillors and Town Councillors present, Her Worship, Mayor, of Outapi Town Council, Honorable Selima Asino, and other mayors present, Commander of Police in Umsati region, Commander Basson, and women and men in uniform under him present, church leaders, my fellow church leaders present, and traditional leaders present. I have seen them. I cannot mention them all. I don't know some of them here, whether they are here. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Are you okay? Are you happy today? Yes, my name is Philippus Nekwaya Kashima, a retired canon, reverend, venerable, canon, reverend, venerable, retired within the Anglican Church here in Outapi. There are some words I think you don't know, more especially the word canon. Our church, we are having a book called Canon and Constitution of the Church. And all those people who have to be ordained, they have to obey canon and constitution. And in their ordination, the bishop is asking them, are you going to obey canon and constitution of the church? Then we say, yes, I do. And they say you have to obey the canonical obedience. And those people who work in the church very hard and obey the canon and constitution of the church, most of the time they are given that title, canon. That's why when I retired, I was given that title as a canon. Now, at the present moment, I am a canon, Philippus Nekwaya Kashima, and I will die as a canon. This time around, I was invited to open this event of commemorating the International Human Rights and Namibia Women Day with a scripture reading and a prayer. Now I would like to read only one verse in the Gospel according to St. John, chapter 14. And I'm going to read verse 27. Gospel according to St. John chapter 14, reading from verse 27. I leave you with peace. I give to you, not as the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Our theme for this year is our right, our future, right now. Our right, our future, right now. We are commemorating Human Day, and are also commemorating our Women Day every year on the 10th of December. This year, we are also commemorating this event. We have to honor human dignity, more especially the women. And today I would like, this time around, I would like to ask you all here present. Somebody can raise your hand. Anyone can raise your hand who was not born by a woman. Raise your hand. Who was not born by women? Tell me. Raise your hand. Oh, nobody else. That means we have to honor those people who brought up us in this world. Nobody else who came to this world but is not brought here by a woman. Everyone was born by a woman. And we have to honor those women. They are the big thing to us all. O meme ini mayakura. O meme ini mayakura. Papumbo kuyasimaneka. We have to honor them with love, peace, and unity. You can remember the 27, we ate 29 and 30. What happened on those days, those 3 days? We were electing the leader of this country, Namibia, our beautiful country, Namibia. What happened in the mind of the Namibian people? We have elected a woman who is going to be our president. As from next year on the 21st of March, the woman is going to be our leader. He is going to be the head of this country. She is a woman, and we have to honor her in her leadership. Men, we have to change our mind. Not those who are here, those who are not here. Maybe we have to tell them when we go back that men need to change their mind. Those men who are beating up women, those who are using bush knife to chop women, those who are using knife, I think those men need to change their mind. Women are being thing to us all. Oh meme ini mayakura. Oh meme ini mayakura. ngena tuyasimanekenie na tuyasimanekenie. Now we have to pray. In the name of God and the Father and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty and ever-living God, we thank you for bringing us to this day on the 10th of December this year to commemorate the International Human Day and Namibia Women Day. We thank you for being with us in our preparation this day. We thank you for creating us in your own image to honor each other, women and men. No discrimination whatsoever between us. Help us, our Lord, to maintain peace, unity among ourselves. This world is at us. Father, our God, you are the source of all truth, peace. Look and with mercy on your people of this land, of the brave. Purify our hearts with the spirit of love and unity. Loving Father, guide us with your loving power, wisdom, peace, and righteousness may be established among our people in this country. Father, we ask you to inspire the people of this land with the spirit of justice, peace, unity, truth, and love, so that in all we are dealing with one another, we may show that together we are in your loving care. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, who is alive and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, ever one God, now and forever. Amen. I thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Kashima, not only for gracing our gathering with a prayer, but also for educating us. I just realized that we still have a room to learn. Thank you so much. Honorable Doreen Sioka, our Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, Honorable Erginus Enjala, our Governor for Umsati region, and any other governor that I might not have spotted, Honorable Andreas Shintama, the Chairperson of Umsati Regional Council Management Committee, and other chairpersons of the regional councils. I've saw one or two. I've noticed our chairperson from Kavango East. There could be also other chairpersons present. We have recognized your presence. Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo, Inspector General of the Namibian Police Force, represented by Commissioner Ishmael Basson, our Regional Commander for Umsati Region. Advocate Basilus Diakuga, the Ombudsman, represented by Ms. Eleni Nangolo, our officer responsible for the Ombudsman Office in the Northern Regions. Mr. Tiwonge Machiwenyika, my apology for the pronunciation, our country representative for the World Food Program. All honorable regional councillors present, Her Worship Councillor Selma Asino, the mayor of our Outapi town, and other mayors present, all honorable local authorities, councillors present, Madam Dita Nipondoka Robiati, our Executive Director for the Ministry of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, Mr. Saratiel Shinedima, the Executive Director for Women's Action for Development, a retired Canon Philippus Kashima, and other spiritual leaders present, Tatekolo Oswini Mukulu, Erengaro Tundashetu Shambaranu, na aleri yomifiguru akaro yerimo katiketu, ukarapo kweni otekusimaneka, Mr. Gervasus Kashindi, the Chief Regional Officer for Umsati Regional Council, and other Chief Regional Officers present, senior government officials present, members of the public, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here at Olufuko Center, here in Outapi, to celebrate the International Human Rights Day and Namibia's Women's Day. In addition, we are also going to witness the launching of the Social Protection Program booklet. Human Rights Day is observed all over the globe over the years on the 10th of December to celebrate the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the United Nations General Assembly in 1948. Women's Day, on the other hand, is observed to celebrate the recognition of rights of the women in 1908, followed the protesting strike by women citing poor working conditions. The theme for this year is Our Rights, Our Future, Right Now. This theme underscores the necessity for safeguarding the rights and freedom for a just and sustainable future, leaving no one behind. Human rights are legal, moral, and actionable guarantees for universal to humankind. They are essential for human dignity, equality, democracy, peace, and sustainable development. Peace and prosperities, as well as the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, goes hand in hand with the respect of the rule of law and all human rights. My role here is to direct the program of the day. And my name is Emmanuel Nafele. I'm an employee of Umsati Regional Council. And our program is going to be short, and I guess it will also be sweet. As we are starting with our program, I would just like to recognize the fact that we are human and we belong to the nature. So in the event of any nature call, I would like to inform you that we have designated the toilets up there for the public. So in the event nature call, you just stand up and you respond to nature. For our guests, we have also designated another facility on the northwestern side behind the tent there for that purpose. I wish you a successful commemoration day. I thank you. Next in our program, I would like to invite Her Worship Councillor Selma Asino, the mayor of our town, to deliver the welcoming remarks. Your Worship, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, Program Director, Mr. Emmanuel Nafere, the Director of Planning, State Regional Council, for the opportunity. Honorable Dorian Sioka, our Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare. Honorable Elginus Enjala, our Regional Governor from Musati Region. Honorable Andrea Chitama, the Chairperson of Musati Regional Council. And your counterpart, Honorable Damian, the Chairperson of Kavango East, and the other Chairperson from other region that I didn't see. Commissioner Ismail Basson, Regional Commander from Musati Police, who stand in for the Inspector General, and your team of men and women in uniform. Advocate Basirius, the Ombudsman, represented by Miss Eleni Nangolo, Mr. I'm being challenged by the name. Yeah, as it was pronounced by the director of the proceeding, the country representative for World Food Program, Honorable Emmanuel Shikongo, the host councillor responsible for Otapi constituency, and your counterpart I have seen, Honorable Simon Festus Petrus, councillor responsible for Onesi constituency. I have also spotted Honorable Matthew Gabriel, councillor responsible for Oshikuku and the others. Mr. Satiel Shinedima, the Executive Director, Women Action for Development. Mr. Ngelvasius Kashindi, the Chief Regional Officer of Musati Region. and your counterpart, Mr. Philip Shilongo, the Chief Regional Officer of Ohangwena, and the other Chief Regional Officer that I may not spot. Senior government officials, Tatekulu Philip Sayakashima wetuningire galikano sho kwa mepo yamwe mulimo. Tatekulu mwene oshitunda shetu Tatekulu Oswin Mukulu mukuhaepo kwa endiwete pa mombere wae yakalero wapongaho. Tatekulu otwapandura hintuli moshitunda shoe. Onda viviri kao ekalepo liamela kela shopala onkwataka fi ewawali omemea soapo monsati region amela kela no mema atuheni esikulien olietu nandole ufemba wantu muuni auhe mo Namibia esikuli omeme otwanangale ipona omeme yalo. Oh, protocol, observe. A very good morning to all of us. It is my honor and privilege to stand before you today as we gather here at Olufuko Cultural Center, Outapio Musati region, to commemorate the International Human Rights Day, while in Namibia is recognized as a Namibians Women's Day. I want to highlight that why do Namibia recognize the 10th December as a Women's Day? This day came about as a result on the 10th December 1959, when days were very dark in the Namibian history and of our country. There was a courageous woman by the name Kakurukazi Mungunda, who, while facing death from the gunshot wounded, she managed to set a fire on a car used by South Africa police superintendent before she succumbing inevitable to death. This brave woman, this determination and his bravery encouraged and was emulated by countless Namibian women who ever since from that day have made a significant stride and have made Namibia women as their contribution to the liberation struggle. Ondahala okusipopya moshiwambwandi ti inyaku tie sikuli ya mo Namibia sikuli omeme mo masiku eli onnongo omvonyo ali ovili mwena milongo ntano nongoi opwali puna meme ompenda efimbo dio lyoitayali haimomea mo Namibia omolo mafini nikone meme ngwa kutime Kakurukazi Mungunda okwali atokola nde tatomeke ehauto lyakulu nyo polisi ondilo nde etahwa nokusa okuza nemo oameme a Namibia oya kwatwa konyati no upenda nao nokukala ya kufako shina kuwanifwa nyo okukala ya ruifa okatongotongo nokukala ya kufembiga mikonjero mangulupo ongene anditi a Namibia senine nandi omeme esiku lyetu atuliviburukeni omolo upenda wetu nshazi twakufako oshiholelo shiwaku mekuru Kakurukazi Mungunda. O me mei hatuligola inatu panduleni. Okay, let me go back to my speech. However, globally, the International Human Rights Day is commemorated to remind us of human rights and the freedom to which all human beings are entitled as declared by the United Nations on the 10th December 1948. This event creates a platform for all of us to reflect on the role played by human rights defenders, progress made in the effort to promote and advocate for human rights for all. Fellow Namibians, as we commemorate and celebrate the achievement in the human rights arena, we would also remember the challenge that remain. The issue of gender-based violence against children and women, which are still exacerbating. The statistic indicates that they are still exacerbating, and I will read the statistic to the keynote speaker. This day is commemorated under the theme, Our Right, Our Future, and Right Now, which is a befitting theme that entails that human rights affect people everywhere, every day. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, while I am welcoming you to this significant event, I would like to urge all of you, especially women, to continue to work hard and be at the forefront of the fight against all evils, such as gender-based violence, poverty, hunger, and the other social evils that has a potential to destabilize the human right in any form. Lastly, I wish you all a fruitful day, and may you all feel at home and feel at easy. And I thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Worship, for the warm welcome. We must now all feel welcome. Let's give her another round of applause. Yes, we are celebrating. We are celebrating the Human Rights Day. We are celebrating our Women's Day. I want also to be happy. And for me to be happy is only if I see that you are happy. In whatever we are doing, please demonstrate to me that you are happy. So this time around, I want you to give a round of applause to Shimbakutu Kalulu Cultural Group as they are going to give us a performance. Please, let's give them a round of applause.
Opo kuzira ko madhiaga na chombe kupanga. Oimone napo idhano iliyali. Tangisha muke twithimikiro kututale. Ewa.
Ya, shono choneto arasho. Omake, omake. Yaro Chimbakutu Karuru Kachira Grupa. Yes, now you are making the director of the program happy. Maybe let's give them another round of applause. Yes, I know time and again we gather for one reason or another, but today we got a reason because we are celebrating. We got a reason to rejoice ourselves. We got a reason to entertain ourselves. Thank you, Kabakutu. Next in our program, we have remarks to be delivered by Mr. Saratiel Shinedima, the Executive Director for Women's Action for Development. Mr. Shinedima, you can have the podium.
Thank you, Director of Proceedings, Mr. Emmanuel Nafele, Honorable Doreen Sioka, my mother, and Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication, and Social Welfare, Honorable Erginus Enjala, Governor of Umsati Region, Honorable Andreas Shintama, Chairperson of the Umsati Regional Council, Honorable local and regional councillors present, Her Worship, the Mayor, Councillor Selma Asino, Advocate Basilius Jakuja, the Ombudsman, represented by Ms. Ileni Nangolo, Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo, Inspector General of the Namibian Police, represented by Mr. Ismail Basson, Mr. Tiwonge, Mr. Gervasius Kashindi, members of the media, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is always an honor to stand before an audience such as this on such a significant occasion where we come together to commemorate the Namibian National Women's Day as well as the International Human Rights Day. Today, we honor women who have paved the way for progress, uplift those whose voices still need amplification, and renew our commitment to a future of equality, dignity, and empowerment for all women. This year's theme, Our Rights, Our Future, Right Now, ufemba wetu, onakuiwa yetu, paife, is a powerful reminder of the urgency to address the persistent challenges in achieving gender equality and fulfilling the promises of a just and inclusive Namibia. Ladies and gentlemen, in Namibia, women are the backbone of our communities, contributing to every sector, from agriculture to education, healthcare to entrepreneurship, governance to grassroots activism. Women have played a pivotal role in shaping Namibia's history, both during the liberation struggle and in the nation-building efforts that followed independence. Their contributions span from frontline resistance and support roles during the fight for freedom to leadership in governance, economic development, and social progress in the post-independence era. During the liberation struggle, Namibian women were an integral part to the liberation movement, standing shoulder to shoulder with men in the fight against colonial oppression. They took up arms, fought in battles, and demonstrated exceptional bravery on the front lines. My mother, Meme Doreen, always to narrate story to me of how they used to be in the bush. And today, we remember them for their courage and dedication. Women were also instrumental in mobilizing support for the liberation movement. They organized protests, boycotts, and underground networks to gather resources and spread awareness of the struggle. Their resilience inspired others to join the cause. Many women served as caregivers and providers, ensuring that soldiers had food, shelter, and medical care. They also worked as nurses and educators in refugee camps, helping to maintain the well-being and morale of displaced Namibians. They brought the plight of Namibians to the attention of the global community. After Namibia gained its independence in 1990, women transitioned from freedom fighters to nation builders, driving the country's social, economic, and political development. Women have taken on leadership roles in Namibia's government and parliament, shaping policies that promote gender equality and human rights. Women have also significantly contributed to Namibia's economy, particularly in agriculture, entrepreneurship, and small-scale industries. Their efforts have improved livelihoods and fostered community development. The contributions of Namibian women, both during the liberation struggle and in the post-independence era, highlights their resilience, strength, and vision. They have not only been architects of freedom, but also champions of development and progress. As Namibia continues to grow, the role of women remains indispensable and inevitable. Their ongoing efforts remind us that the liberation of a nation is not merely a political achievement, but also a continuous journey towards equality, justice, and prosperity for all. Despite significant strides in promoting gender equality, women in leadership and decision-making positions often face criticism that is rooted in decades-old stereotypes and societal stigmas. Critics frequently question their competence, and we have seen this with the run-up to the elections, where people were questioning the competence of female leaders. And I say, we should actually be ashamed of ourselves to ask the competence of women. After all, they have been there for us, they have been there with us, and they have been there ahead of us. And all what we need to do now is to celebrate them and congratulate them. Ladies and gentlemen, some critics argue that women-focused policies such as gender equality, gender quotas, compromise meritocracy. And this critic fails to acknowledge the barriers that have been historically excluded women from leadership roles, making such measures necessary to level the playing field. Women in leadership have proven to bring diverse perspectives, collaborative approaches, and inclusive strategies to governance and decision-making. Addressing criticisms requires continuous advocacy, education, and the celebration of women's contribution to dismantle deep-seated prejudices and promote genuine equality. Ladies and gentlemen, Namibia's achievement of being ranked as the most gender equal country in Africa and 8th globally is a milestone worthy of celebration. This accomplishment reflects years of collective effort by the government, some political parties, civil society, and the Namibian people at large to promote gender equality across all sectors. It highlights progress in areas such as education, health, economic opportunities, and political representation, where Namibia has emerged as a beacon of hope for the continent and the world. Our country has garnered international recognition for its commitment to empowering women and closing the gender gap. With nearly half of the National Assembly composed of women, Namibia has demonstrated that gender-balanced leadership leads to a more inclusive governance and equitable policies. However, this remarkable progress is now at risk. The recent election results for the National Assembly indicate a potential decline in women's representation from 49% to around 32%. And this regression is not just disappointing, it is alarming. It reveals that limitations of relying on a voluntary system to achieve gender parity in political representation. While voluntary commitments have played a significant role in the past, they are no longer sufficient to safeguard the gains we have made. This decline underscores the urgent need. It underscores the urgent need to enact legislation that mandates political parties to adopt a 50-50 gender representation policy for both houses of parliament. Such law would institutionalize gender equality in politics, ensuring that women continue to have equal opportunities to participate in shaping the future of our nation. Our rights, our future, right now. We cannot afford to lose momentum. We cannot afford to lose momentum in the fight for gender equality. Women's representation is not merely about numbers. It is about perspectives, priorities, and ensuring that voices of all Namibians are heard. Studies have consistently shown that when women are at the table, policies are more inclusive, reflective of the needs of diverse communities. To our parliamentarians, we make this urgent call to action. Prioritize the enactment of the 50-50 gender representation law. Namibia's reputation as a leader in gender equality is at stake, and we must act decisively to protect it. The legacy we leave for future generations depends on our ability to institutionalize the principles of equality and fairness in every aspect of governance. As we commemorate and celebrate Namibia's remarkable achievements, let us also recognize the work that lies ahead. The journey towards true gender equality is ongoing, and it requires commitment from all of us. Together, we can ensure that Namibia not only maintains its position as a global leader in gender equality, but also becomes a model of sustainability and inclusivity for generations to come. Let us not let this moment pass without action. Our rights, our future, right now. The time to legislate 50-50 gender representation is now. And to every woman in Namibia, I urge you to recognize the power within you. Your voice matters. Your skills are invaluable, and your dreams are valid. And to every man in our beautiful country, we call on you to support women. Gender equality is not a women's issue. It is a human rights issue that benefits all of society. In closing, let us remember that the journey towards gender equality is not a sprint. It's not a 100-meter sprint. It is a marathon. Let us march forward, and let us be inspired by the legacy of those who came before us and the hopes of those who will follow. Together, we can achieve a Namibia and a world where women and men walk side by side, equal in opportunity, dignity, and purpose. I thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Shinendima, for those remarks, not only reminding us from where we are coming from, but also telling us our responsibilities and encouraging us of a better future. O memeno ta tomara ndurango shipopi wa shatate. otatangaike kucha uthemba wetweni ununene uthemba omeme wasimana na tusimanekeni uthemba omeme shashi omeme opo yakara yeri tatu kwathere okuza nale manga twale nimita no pethimbo chirongo cha manguruka arushe oyakara ta kwathere ongende uthemba okuvite kucha owasimana unene tushashi mpape na omeme opena ongaramu yake shegumwe ohaisirwa ochimpuyo ya otapo pine kucha ononando orunji okwakara anu hakara talimbilirwa euriko yomeme ocheya puyerere kucha popo wadha pena awiriki yomeme euriko yao halikara ewana walera no otapo pine kucha Namibia ochirongo chetu ochilipo mito ombwanawa okuganja ochiholerwa chekuthombinga yomeme mempito dhewiriko shono ochulikwa nemo mokutara kucha omeme tuyangapi yakutha ombinga mempito dhokuwirika ochirongo ya kakere okwaganja kwadhengeno nthindo mano kucha nonandone kucha ochirongo chetu ochiri nawa ngetachiya puthike pamwe omeme no kachike kokandu ekuthombinga yomeme mempito dhewiriko okwete oyirime shongo enene unene okuchitalera mize moyo mahoro gaganingwa paife pahulike kucha shikwaningwa makonakono ocheyalera puyerere kucha omwaru omeme mbayali yakutha ombinga mo mempito dhokuwirika ogwachuna pevi chochone okwamona kucha naningenge otwakalike twatara mokwiyamba kucha tuyambe anu yiyambe opo yaganje empito komeme yakuthe ombinga mewiriko utachivulikita chiketa nawa notindire ne kucha ethimbo yathika paife opo kuningwe eveta dhowina dho tadhiganja omarombwero kukeshe ngo takaganja empito dhewiriko opo omeme yapewe empito dhokuwirika ano kuningwe empito dho 50-50 ngengo takuganjwa empito kotatero 50 na kuganjwa empito dhewiriko kwa memero 50 opike tatuka dheni ewiriko yowana wa mochirongo chetu yina omeme takutha ombinga paoshopi ochike chiringao na tumpeni choma kena tanga. In the program, next it's a remark by Advocate Basirus Jakunga, the Ombudsman, represented by Mrs. Eleni Nangolo. Ms. Nangolo can have the podium. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause as she's coming.
Everybody knows been a long time coming. Still in the race like an athlete running. Still off the beat of the bars when I'm rapping. Proud to be African, who says what? Everybody knows I be J to the twist. I didn't make the B #1.
Director of Proceedings, allow me to stand on protocol observed by the previous speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. My name is Eleni Nangolo. I'm a Chief Complaint Investigator for the Office of the Ombudsman, and I stand before you to deliver the remarks of the Ombudsman of Namibia, Advocate Basilius Diakua. It reads as follows. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers of this International Day of Human Rights and Namibians Women's Day for inviting me to speak at this important event. As an office constitutionally mandated to promote and protect human rights, I'm honored to share a few remarks today.
First and foremost, the theme of this year's commemoration is our rights, our future, right now. It's truly fitting. This is significant as Namibia has just held its presidential and National Assembly election, and we are facing a severe drought with many people, particularly vulnerable groups, struggling to survive. In general, first and foremost, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. In general, citizens go to the polls to elect leaders who are responsible for governing the country, and managing resources of the benefit of all citizens and future generations. From a human perspective, the central question is whether the wishes of the electorates are respected, or are there by those elected to govern and manage the resources of Namibia. Everyone present here can reflect on the question based on your own experiences and observation. Oh, sorry, thank you. I'm thirsty. Thank you so much. Excuse me, guys. In general, citizens go to the polls to elect leaders who are responsible for governing the country and managing resources for the benefit of all citizens and future generations. From a human rights perspective, the central question is whether the wishes of the electorate are respected, and are there by those elected to govern and manage the resources of Namibia. Everyone present here can reflect on this question based on your own experiences and observation, considering how well your basic human rights is enshrined in our Constitution and the International Convention are being upheld. As Ombudsman of Namibia, I can clearly state that the majority of citizens continue to face significant struggle due to poverty, which directly impacts their enjoyment of human rights and prospects for their better future. This perhaps is why the theme, our rights, our future, right now, resonates so strongly. I would like to begin with a quote from Albert Einstein, who once said, the world is a dangerous place to live, not because of people who are evil, but because of those who don't do anything about it. I believe this message still applies to many situations in today's world, especially when we consider the challenges faced by the vulnerable groups, such as women, children, and victims of gender-based violence, the poor, marginalized communities, and those living in remote rural areas. These individuals can certainly relate to Einstein's statement, and I will explain why. Sociology teaches us that ancient times, human beings rely on communal groups for survival, sharing common identities and customs. This is still largely true today. For example, the act of sharing food has always been a fundamental aspect of human social interaction, helping to create and sustain communities. Over time, women transition from tribal groups to form nations, embracing the concept of statehood and often organizing around religious community. The core reason for this shift is that we recognize our shared humanity, our equal rights to the resource of our country, and our collective responsibility to support one another for the betterment of all. Ladies and gentlemen, what is my message here? We all know that Namibians fought for independence with human rights at the center of that struggle and aspiration for better life for every Namibian. After independence, three key concepts were enshrined in our nation's story: democracy, human rights, and liberty, including the right to life. These rights enshrined, stipulated in our constitution, there's no doubt that Namibia has laid a strong foundation of the rule of law, allowing its citizens to live in peaceful pursue better life. I'm proud to have been born in Namibia and to live in such a peaceful and democratic country. Sorry. However, the question remains, why as a nation we are not doing more to address the basic human rights challenges faced by so many people? On paper, all appears well and good for Namibia, but we all know the reality. Poverty and inequality, not just in income, but in the vast gap between the rich and the poor, are among the highest in the world. A poor person cannot enjoy human rights or live a fulfilling life, even in a democracy, if their dignity is constantly undermined by poverty and hardship. Human rights are interrelated and cannot be enjoyed in isolation. They encompass three interconnected dimensions: liberty, equality, and fraternity, all of which build upon each other. Let me give a short explanation. Liberty refers to the civil and political rights. Equality addresses economic, social, and cultural rights. And fraternity relates to collective rights such as health, education, housing, and environmental rights. Each of these dimensions is necessary for human dignity and full enjoyment of rights. Many of us, including higher educated individuals, believe that poverty cannot be eradicated, but this little can be done by the government to address it. But this view is not entirely accurate. Poverty can be classified into 6 categories. Six categories: relative, situational, generational, rural, and urban poverty. We all know that poor people do not create their own poverty. Rather, it's often resulted in the circumstance they find themselves. Let's focus on absolute poverty, also known as extreme or abject poverty. This form of poverty is caused by lack of basic necessities such as food, clean water, shelter, healthcare, education, and information. These facts point directly to the government's responsibility to provide these essential services to the population. I like what the President-elect said during the campaign rallies. We are too few as a population to some people to be poor, end of quote. This remarks was aimed at addressing the issue of extreme poverty. Why this type of poverty is prevalent in developing countries, but less so in developed country or nation? The answer is clear. In developed countries, the state and the government takes their responsibility to provide basic services seriously. As a result, extreme poverty is largely eradicated. In Namibia, we are blessed with fertile land, perennial rivers, so there is no reason why we cannot produce food to feed our population. We also have resources to provide quality health care, build shelters for the poor, and ensure that everyone has access to education. As the Ombudsman of Namibia, I call upon the government, including local and regional councils, to prioritize the issue of food sovereignty, not just food security. Food security simply means ensuring food availability, often through aid or imports. Food sovereignty, however, means ensuring that the country produces its own food, empowering citizens to grow their own food with the support of the government. We must also address the issue of shelter, healthcare, and access to education, as these are essential for improving the dignity and lives of our people. As the President-elect said, and I quote, "Namibia is too small, and available resources should make it possible for no one to be left behind in poverty." In conclusion, when dignity is upheld, people feel empowered, valued, and confident to make decisions up their lives. However, poverty, inequality, and lack of basic services are the greatest threat to the dignity of many people in Namibia. I thank you.
That was a straightforward message. Let's give her a round of applause. Marandura nawa meme otadhengi kon thindo pon tondi washiwana on tondi wuthemba wanu mota dhengere on thindo kucha oruhepo ohe omtondi omnene ngota thimenene previ uthemba wetu ya okwa fatura kucha oruhepo ruli momikaro dhino dhiri mara otapo dhengo nthindo kucha oruhepo ndoru nene orotaru tuningi tuvureita tuvuro kukutha no mbinga tuganje omadhiradhiro getu unata kuningo matokoro. Yeah, you are welcome. Yeah, ano otapo pine kucha ochina kuwanithwa chepangero okukaracha chahwepo pareka nege chachunitha pevi oruhepo pota popi kucha oruhepo roeno tavuruvurera ro kushana gruapo ngashina na chapo piwa mevina yu ministry wo gender equality poverty eradication and social welfare kucha oruhepo nduno nando akuti kuchitaruvuro kukufapo thiru hokuvite kucha oruhepo taruvuro kukufapo unene shawatara unene okuganja omakwathero ngogo petameko makwathero ngasho kwanjagane komea anu yakalena omea gaero kunwa okuyapa eskora okuyapa unjorowere ngene otati kucha mbino oyo ina kuwanitha epangero opoku kuruife orwepo ta pandura ichayo yomogoro a presidente sho tati kucha kwapo pya tati kucha okwete kucha semo chirongo tuli mwachona okwerakanitha nenzo dho paushitwe dhitwapewa nde otuna natango rwepo anu inekero ndono kucha otatuvuro kuruitheni orwepo na unene tungenge anu mbaya pewa inakuwanithwa oye iwanithapo orwepo otatuvuro kuruitheni paushopi ochipopi wache ocho chathengo nthindo ngano tangi unene natumpeno makena tango. Next in the program, we have a statement by Mr. Tiwonge Machiwenyika, the country representative for the World Food Program. Let's give him a round of applause as he walking to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Director of Ceremonies. Honorable Minister of Gender, Doreen Sioka. Honorable Ignace Enjala, Governor of Omsati Region. Her Worship, the Mayor of Otapi, Councillor Selma Asino. Mr. Salatil Shinendima, Executive Director for Women Action for Development. Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo, I believe represented by, if I'm not, Ismail Basson. Thank you. The Executive Director for Ministry of Gender, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, Ms. Ndiita Nipondoka Roibiati, Advocate Basilas Jakujga, the Ombudsman, I believe represented by Ms. Ellen, who just came before me, Honorable Andreas Shintama, Chairperson of the Regional Council, Reverend Philippias Kashima, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, government representatives here, development partners here, civil society, traditional leaders, members of the media, good morning. Well, I mean, it's a celebration today. Good morning. Good morning. That's more like it. It is my profound honor and gratitude to be present at this illustrious day as we celebrate the International Human Rights Day and the Namibia Women's Day. As we celebrate today, I would like to thank the government of Namibia through the Ministry of Gender, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare for the leadership in advancing social protection systems in the country, ensuring those in need have safety nets that they can rely on. I believe my previous speakers have spoken to some of the dire needs that Namibia is faced with, and those programs are aimed to address some of those needs. Today, as we commemorate Human Rights Day and Namibia Women's Day, we reaffirm our shared commitment to protecting the dignity, equity, and rights for all individuals. Social protection lies at the heart of this commitment. For WFP, this is a key safeguarding, this is a safeguard again for basic human rights, such as access to food, education, livelihoods, health, ensuring that no one is left behind, and more critically in this time of the El Nino-driven drought, that no one succumbs to hunger. The theme of today, our rights, our future right now, resonates deeply with the work we do connecting social protection to the broader goals of human development and resilience and attaining of the SDGs. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to applaud the government for being one of the countries globally to intentionally integrate food security and disaster risk reduction in its social protection policy. This visionary approach recognizes that addressing food insecurity and vulnerabilities is essential in building a resilient and equitable society. The government use of different solutions, including delivering assistance under various programs, ensures that women, men, girls, and boys are supported to meet their different needs timely. The transition to the use of market-based program is a commendable move that enhances efficiency, dignity, while stimulating local markets. This reflects the country's commitment to innovative and inclusive solutions to addressing the challenges that the country is faced with. Access to information is key in attaining development outcomes, including in Namibia, And as we commemorate the International Human Rights Day and the Namibia Women's Day, we are also here to launch the Social Protection Program booklet, whose development was in part supported by WFP. The booklet is designed to provide guidance for stakeholders in advancing inclusive and resilient social protection systems. The World Food Programme is committed to support Namibia to prosper and develop through the implementation of various programs, such as the Homegrown School Feeding Program, which aims to contribute towards the attaining improved education outcomes while addressing hunger and inequality in a manner that supports access to nutritious and diverse diets for children, including but not limited to supporting smallholder farmers and growing rural economies. The use of cash transfers and livelihoods programs tackle both chronic and crisis-related food insecurities. Your Excellencies and everyone, the impacts of climate change are affecting communities and households across the globe. The intensity and frequency of extreme weather events are increasing, as witnessed in Namibia with the El Nino-induced drought, which resulted in about 41% of the population requiring drought assistance. However, social protection systems must be equipped to respond swiftly to shocks like climate disasters, economic crisis, providing safety nets for the most vulnerable. And I read, looking at the booklet, the emphasis on the importance of building systems that are flexible and adaptive to mitigate the impact of challenges is critical. It is imperative that we have accurate gender transformative data that supports building and developing of programs that meet and address different needs of women, men, girls, and boys to ensure the right people are targeted at the right time with the right assistance and achieving the intended outcomes. WFP has supported and will continue to support the government in capacity strengthening for gender-inclusive data analysis, ensuring programs reach those who need them the most through the efforts that enhance data management systems to improve both efficiency and accountability. Honorable Minister, only through learning and education can we better ourselves. It is critical that we implement these programs through regular monitoring and evaluation to understand what works and what doesn't work, and using those insights to better improve the programs so as to have better delivery on the ground. It is said, if you want to move fast, go alone. If you want to go far, move with others. Partnerships are critical. We cannot achieve all the development goals that we aim for alone. WFP has strong partnership with the government of Namibia. However, I would like to reiterate or call for private sector to also be part of these kind of discussions. For increased involvement of private sector in social protection systems, particularly through market approaches like cash and voucher programs, are we able to reach all those that are impacted in all corners of the country. Collaborations to foster innovation, stimulate local economies, and make systems more sustainable is key in the success of these programs. Embracing new ideas, technologies can assist in delivering of programs, including making programs more effective and cost-efficient. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to encourage all of us, as the booklet is launched, that we use the booklet as a practical tool for planning and collaboration, inspiring efforts to create more resilient and social protection systems that are shock responsive. At WFP, Human Rights Day reminds us of the vital connection between food security and human dignity. This booklet shows what we can achieve through partnerships especially by integrating food security into social protection systems. Together, we can build the systems that protect the vulnerable, empower communities, and ensure no one is left behind, today and for the generations to come. I thank you.
Oh, Omakena Tango? Yes, that's my co-director speaking. We are directing together. Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you for those remarks. Yes, indeed, partnership is very critical so that we go far together. Let's give him another round of applause. Yeah. O marandura ochpopiwa. O mpopio ta popi ke ta pandura. Ta panduru nile pangero yo chirongo. Show ya kwachiri pareka kucha anumba ya pumba makwatho otaega pewa. O makwatho ngashinga tucheni kucha anu yetumba elimorwepo. O hamono makwatho kuzake pangero. Okucha uno nambu mbuka une ini haupewa ngoshi haupewa komwezi. Akurupeto hapewa ngo penzera iremo haipewa ngo haipewa umakwatho gono gone umpopi kwa itapandura kucha o epangero oyeta pomadhiradhiro maanawa okukwathera anu mbairi morwepo ya na hene otatine kucha ehangano yawo oyituramo okuwaimine pangero opoyi shumithe komesho okuganjo makwatho gochiwana oya ganja ekwathero okwetapo okambo tatuka paturu takaka paturu anena kambo takaka wirika niko takaka ganja uyerere ngene omakwatho takaka ganjwa ko chiwana opo ochiwana chikwathero chize morwepo tapandurawo omakwatho ngashi ngo mwadhimburu kwanawa anu chikwakarata kuganjwa ikukuta oyeke asiwo pompito mono anu ihapewa wikuya anu yamwe hapewike umbapira yotakatara ikuyako kestora ano eshumo komeshota yende nawa okukwathera ochiwana nokweyipanduru nene tindire wo natango epangero poyitsikire okukalekapo ekwatathano yanawa no mahangano ngashigawo opo yavule okutsikira okukwathera epangero okukwathera antu mbairi mumbwe paushupi ochipopi ochike chapo pingano tangu nena dupe no makena tangu. Yes, we are celebrating. Ano omaki ke kapenando ndigoro. Yaro ondara ndithane onguduha mukulu wa kwenye group opwe chitueterepo ochidano ningidhan. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Yes, entanadhanire nde yuwanga na tulipeno makena tango. Thank you. Thank you for those performances. Next in the program, we have remarks by the Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo, Inspector General of the Namibian Police Force, represented by Commissioner Ishmael Basson, the Regional Commander for Omsati Region. Commissioner, you can have the podium. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yes, a very good morning to everybody. I just want to emphasize and make sure that nobody mistaken me for the Inspector General. I am Commissioner Ishmael Basson, the Regional Commander for Musati Region. Please. Director of Proceedings, Mr. Emmanuel Nafele, Director of Development Planning, Musati Regional Council. Honorable Doreen Shioka, MP and Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare. Allow me to stand on the protocol as observed. As I already said, a very good morning. And I'm going to read the Inspector General's message verbatim. I'm not going to take away or add anything. I'm delighted to be standing before you today to deliver remarks on behalf of the Inspector General of the Police, Lieutenant General Joseph Shimolau Shikongo, who could not be here with us today due to other equally important commitments. We are gathered here to commemorate the dual celebrations of International Human Rights Day and Namibia Women's Day. This convergence of significance observance underscores the interconnectedness of human rights and gender equality. Ladies and gentlemen, on this International Human Rights Day, we reflect on the universal principles enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. These principles, which champion dignity, freedom, and equality, form the bedrock of our shared humanity. This day calls upon us to reaffirm our commitment to uphold these rights for all, regardless of race, gender, ethnicity, or creed. In the Namibian context, this day holds particular significance as we are presented with an opportunity to honor the courageous women who have shaped our nation's history. One such inspiring figure is Madam Anna Kokurukase Mungunda, whose resolute defiance against forced removal of Windhoek's old location residence to Karatura in this very day in 1959 served as an enduring testament to the power of human spirit. Her unwavering courage and fearlessness continue to inspire generations. Director of Ceremony, Honorable Minister, as we commemorate this day, we must acknowledge the progress we have made while recognizing the challenges that still lies ahead. Issues such as gender-based violence, GBV, discrimination and inequality continue to plague our communities. It is imperative that we redouble our efforts to address these issues and create a society where every individual, regardless of gender, can live with dignity and freedom. On this day, pardon me. On this day, on this Namibian Women's Day, let us also celebrate the indomitable spirit of Namibian women as they continue to play pivotal roles in our families, communities, and workforce. Their resilience should inspire us all to do better. The theme for this year's commemoration, our rights, our future, right now, resonates deeply with our shared aspirations. It calls upon us to dismantle systematic barriers, challenge societal norms, and create a world where everyone has equal opportunities to thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, the Namibian Police Force is steadfast in its commitment to upholding human rights and ensuring the safety and security of all Namibians and visitors alike. We will continue launching initiatives aimed at increasing our response to gender-based violence cases, as well as enhance community outreach programs. Our work will, however, be more effective with the support of each and every one of you. I would therefore like to urge all of you to be ambassadors of change, stand against injustice, speak out against violence, and support one another. Together we can build a society where every person feels valued and safe. As we move forward, Director of Ceremonies, let us remember that human rights is the essence of our humanity. Let us therefore work hand in hand to create a Namibia where these rights are not just upheld, but celebrated. As I conclude, let us renew our pledge to build a more just, equitable, and inclusive Namibia. Let us honor the sacrifice of those who came before us and work together to create a brighter future for generations to come. Allow me to leave you with this quote: human rights are not a privilege to be granted, but the right to be exercised. It comes from Nelson Mandela, former and late President of South Africa. And I thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Let's give him a round of applause. Ompopi ngwaziko okweta pochi popiwa charite nande general o matanga go policy de nahe otapopi ka fa popia kwao tatanga ocho uthemba mutatu chapuleni na mano kucha ochasimana okukarekapo uthemba wetweni tatanga tapopi kucha echapulo ndino yesiku ndino yonena oyawira mumwene siku njo ependa fule yimwe yo ma Namibia wedhina meme ana kakurukadhe munguda kwali akuthe tokoro opo aruithe nenge atamaneke mbota athindire pevi uthemba wetu ngashichapopiwa kumea kucha mimengono kwali atomeke oroli ha polisi pethimbo dia onliro ya watapopine kucha ochicho okusimanekwa shashi okwali takonjere uthemba we ya otapopine kucha okuzako kuyo onga kale kipo yovetanira ndurathano otapandura ko kwashishe che posigo pethimbo mano nonande otadhimbura kucho tuna omashongo natango gelimo katiketu unene omashongo ngoronga ashi gender based violence norwepo nongene otindire antu atusheni tutuleni enyara kumwe opoturitheni omashongo ngano pamwe opigeza tuvuru okutombora posha ya paushopi ocho hapo pyangao na seni shituleni mano nena na tukale ni twadhimburukweni kucha eno uthemba wetu okupopya shoka chirimo njira opo chieko chieko meshogo veta cho chikandurepo setatu ganjeni erongero kumwe yetweni okurongera kumwe no polisi unataitura mironga nga ovetanira ndurathana tangi unena tumpeno makena tang. Next in the program, allow me to invite Honorable Erginus Enjala, the Governor of Omsati region, to come deliver his remarks and to introduce the keynote speaker. Honorable Governor, the podium is yours. Please.
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies. Honorable responsible for gender equality, poverty eradication, and all other many departmental responsibility. I think for the benefit of time, can you allow me to stand on the protocol that was earlier established? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are we okay? Are we enjoying? Thank you very much. Today, we are gathered here to celebrate, to commemorate, first, our Human Rights Day, and then second, Namibia Women's Day. Why so important for us to come together? And what is so important for us to celebrate the International Human Rights Day, and then at the same time to commemorate the Namibian Women's Day? The International Human Rights Day is dedicated to promote and safeguard the fundamental rights and the freedom inherent in every human being. Today is a public holiday to commemorate this act of resistance. This day reminds us of the pivotal roles women have played in shaping our nation. Their contribution, enduring testament to the importance of gender equality in fostering social economic development. Namibia has been fortunate to have a wealth of remarkable women who have played crucial roles in shaping the destiny of our nation in various areas, such as education, health, vocational, trade, agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, and many more. From the courageous battle fought by our liberation heroes and heroines to lengthwise dedicate our present day's leaders and activists, their incredible bravery and steadfast dedication in pursuing of the areas of the gender equality serve as powerful source of inspiration to all of us. Their remarkable contribution, alongside the male counterparts, has been instrumental in shaping a brighter future for generations to come. Through their tireless efforts, they have paved the way for progress, equality, and justice, ensuring that ideal of freedom, dignity, and opportunity are upheld for all. Their legacy continue to guide and motivate us to actively participate in ongoing fight for human rights and a more inclusive world where everyone, regardless of gender, can thrive and succeed. As we are commemorating this International Human Rights Day, I want also all of us to start looking at one aspect that is regarded also as a violation of human rights. That is gender-based violence. It's unfortunate that in terms of rating countrywide, Omsati, if it's not the first, must be the second on the occurrence of gender-based violence. Meaning, we have to do more by one, all of us to become advocate of eradication of gender-based violence, because gender-based violence violate the rights, human rights of majority of women and children. It therefore must be our responsibility to all of us to combat against this gender-based violence in our communities where we are living. Being saying that, let me then go to my role that I was entrusted to do. That is to introduce to you our keynote speaker. We know Comrade Doren Nampie Sioka is our Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare. That is majority of us knows. But then there is a lot that we're supposed to know. Who is the person who's going to address us today? Meme Dorin was born in Kasheshe village, that is now in Zabez region. She is a distinguished veteran of the liberation struggle. After he joined men and women that went to fight for the liberation of our country at a very tender age. That was happening in 1975, when he joined others in exile in that side of Zambia. She was then trained as a nurse and in the same time an infantry soldier. After independence, she was then given the responsibility to lead in different departments, whereby in this present moment, she was then appointed as the minister responsible for gender equality, poverty eradication, and social welfare. And majority of us that are sitting here, we are beneficiary of her ministry. Talking about the social grants that we give to our elderlies, the grants that we give to vulnerable children, the grants that we are giving to our disabled people, and sometimes now there is a new program that they call Save Big. That is it, that is correct? Save Big. That is a new program that is currently being rolling out. Also, to try to alleviate poverty among our citizens. Therefore, it's just befitting for all of us to stand and then welcome our guest speaker of the day, our Honorable Minister, Doreen Nampiesioka, Minister responsible for gender, equality, and poverty eradication and social welfare.
Now come together, all my people. Doesn't matter black or white. We can make it if we try to come together and unite. Come.
Director of Ceremonies, Mr. Nafale, Honorable Enjala, Governor of Omsati Region, Honorable Andreas Shitamba, Chairperson of the Regional Management Committee, Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo, represented by Commissioner Basson, Advocate Diakua, the Ombudsman of Namibia, Mr. Tuonge Machiwea Nyika, the World Food Program representative, all honorable regional council and local authority councillors present here today, Her Worship, the Councillor Selma Asino, Mayor of Utapi Town, Ms. Ndita Ipondoka Robiati, the Executive Director of the Ministry of Gender, Equality, Poverty Eradication, Salatien Shinedima, my son, Executive Director, Women's Action for Development, retired Canon, our pastor, Mr. Kashima, senior government officials, traditional leaders present here, especially my father, Tate Kulu Mukulu, the senior person, members of the public, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Thank you. As we are gathered here today to commemorate the International Human Rights Day and Namibia Women's Day, we mark a significant moment in our shared history. This day not only celebrates the proclamation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the United Nations General Assembly in 1948, but also honor the bravery of Namibian heroines and heroines like Madame Anna Kakulkadi Mungunda, who stood against injustice during the forced removal in 1959 from the old location to Gatutura. This day is a stark reminder of the brutality of apartheid and the sacrifices made by the Namibians in their fight for freedom and justice. It is a day that is commemorated as a Namibian Women's Day, a day to remember the victims of the old location and to continue the struggle for human rights and equality. This year, we reflect on the 76 years since adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, a cornerstone document that continues to guide nations, including Namibia, in protecting the fundamental rights of all peoples. In an effort to strengthen measures to uphold human rights, an African Union Convention on Ending Violence Against Women and Girls was drafted and will be presented to the heads of states and governments in February 2025. The convention is aimed at closing existing gaps in frameworks, ensuring that all forms of violence against women and girls are recognized, prevented, and addressed through coordinated, effective, and culturally sensitive manner. In Namibia, Article 5 of the Namibian Constitution firmly upholds human rights principles, ensuring the protection of fundamental rights and freedoms. Moreover, Article 95A of the Namibian Constitution, which promotes the enactment of legislation to ensure equality of opportunity for women, to enable them to participate fully in all spheres of the Namibian society. In particular, the government shall ensure the implementation of the principle of non-discrimination in remuneration of men and women. Further, the government shall seek, through appropriate legislation, to provide maternity and the related benefits for women. In addition, Namibia has established institutions such as Ministry of Justice, Namibia Law Reform and Development Commission, Office of the Ombudsman, Namibia Police Force and the Legal Assistance Center, among others. These institutions are responsible for the upholding of human rights in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this year is, I quote, "Our rights, our future, right now," of quote, emphasizing the urgent need to recognize and uphold the rights today while we safeguard the future for generations to come. The theme builds on last year's message of, I quote, "dignity, freedom, and justice for all," of quote, urging us to stand united for human rights and address the pressing challenges of our time. By embracing these rights fully, we can forge a better tomorrow for ourselves and the future generations. It highlights the importance of human rights as a pathway to solutions, as a preventative, protective, and transformative force for good, especially during the time of crisis. This theme underscores that human rights are not just abstract concepts, but rather tangible tools that can empower individuals and the communities to build a better future. This day encourages everyone to recognize the power of human rights and to take action to uphold them. It calls for collective efforts to promote and protect human rights, ensuring that they are realized for everyone, for everywhere, for everyone everywhere and every day. Ladies and gentlemen, human rights serves as a critical foundation for justice and equality through the empowerment of individuals and communities to advocate for their rights and challenge injustice. As UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres rightly stated, human rights are the foundation for peaceful, just, and inclusive society. Today, let us reaffirm our commitments to these values in every aspect of our lives. This commitment demands that we address systems issues such as gender inequality, economic disparities, and violence, all of which threatens the stability and the progress of society. In Namibia, the commemoration of Namibia Women's Day, reminding us of the pivotal role women have played in shaping our nation. Their contribution are an enduring testament to the importance of gender equality in fostering social and economic development. Namibia has been fortunate to have a wealth of remarkable women who have played a crucial role in shaping the destiny of our nation in various areas such as education, health, vocational, trade, agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, and many more. From the courageous battle fought by our heroes and heroines to the restless dedication of our present day leaders and activists. Their incredible bravery and the steadfast dedication in pursuit of these areas and for gender equality serves as a powerful source of inspiration for all of us. Their remarkable contribution alongside their male counterparts have been instrumental in shaping a bright future for generations to come. Let me pause here, Director of Ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen, to thank and congratulate a towering figure amongst Namibian women, our President-elect, Her Excellency Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, who have paved the way for women's rights for decades. I said I'm pausing. Meme Ndaitwah is a founder, when we got independence, of the Ministry of Gender. She served as a director in the office of the president, the founding father, for the women. She's the first again to be the Minister of Gender and Child Welfare. Before it was translated to Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication. Therefore, we thank this humble lady, we thank this bravery woman, we thank this walking library that she has taught us as women that we can do it. We can be presidents in this country. Here we are. So we should be proud that as women, today we are celebrating her while she's listening to us. Thank you. Director of Ceremonies, the theme for this year's campaign on 16 days of activism against gender-based violence is, I quote, towards Beijing 30+, unite to end violence against women and girls, of quote. This highlights the need for urgent investment in prevention and respond to strategies. During the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the Ministry of Gender, Equality, Poverty Eradication, and Social Welfare, with the stakeholders such as civil society organizations, development partners, the media, and many others, implemented various activities such as community sensitization and awareness, meetings targeting youth, and the engagement with traditional and church leaders aimed at addressing GBV at the national and the regional level. As we conclude the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the wind is hitting me, which runs from November 25 to December 10th, we reflect on the importance of this campaign in raising awareness about violence against women and girls. This international initiative began in 1991 and has since mobilized countless individuals and organizations worldwide to advocate for prevention and elimination of gender-based violence. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the country's effort to address GBV, the 4th National Men's Conference was held in Rundu on the 15th of November 2024, under the theme, I quote, "Redefining Masculinity, a holistic approach for well-being of God." This platform brought together 800 men from different or diverse communities to discuss their role in addressing gender-based violence and promoting healthier societal norms. The conference served as a critical tool for raising awareness, challenging harmful stereotypes, and addressing cultural traditions that may perpetuate violence. By encouraging open dialogue, fostering positive masculinity, and prioritizing mental and emotional well-being, the conference reinforced the message that ending GBV is an issue that requires the active participation of everybody. As we observe Human Rights Day this year, I urge each one of you to take action, speak up against injustice you witness in your communities. Educate yourself about the rights enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and engage with others to foster dialogue about human dignity. Namibia has made notable progress in our effort to address gender inequality, which has resulted in our country closing the gender gap with 8.5%, ranking Namibia number 8 globally and number 1 in sub-Saharan Africa in 2024. This achievement has been made in the area of education, 100%, economic participation and the opportunities, 78%, political empowerment, 45%, and health, 98%, through the implementation of the national gender policy. Furthermore, government with stakeholders continue to implement various laws, policies, and programs such as the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, Convention on the Rights of the Child, the Protocol to the African Charter on the Rights, on Human and People's Rights, on the rights of women in Africa. The Namibian Constitution also, Combating of Rape Amendment Act of 2022, Combating of Domestic Violence Amendment 2022 again, Child Care and Protection Act 2015, Combating of Trafficking in Person Act 2018, National Gender Policy, Legal Literacy Programs, and many other initiatives. To this end, allow me now, Director of Ceremonies, to appreciate our stakeholders, such as the offices, ministries, agencies, the UN agencies, such as the WFP, the UNFP, UNICEF, and the UNFPA, private sector, civil society, and non-governmental organizations for effective planning, implementation, coordination, and collaboration with gender equality programs. Director of Ceremonies, dear colleagues, despite this tremendous achievement, challenges such as incidents of gender-based violence against women and children and trafficking in person, harmful practices such as child marriage, feminization of poverty, economic disparities which may limit women access to essential services. Women still have limited access and ownership of land. Gender inequality, where women and girls face systematic disadvantage that hinders their potential. Persons with disabilities encountered barriers preventing full potential principles, impact of climate change, where environmental degradation disproportionately affects women, marginalized communities, and many others still persisting. I therefore, ladies and gentlemen, call upon all of us to strengthen implementation of laws and policies promoting equitable access to resources, strengthen awareness-raising strategies to mobilize public support for initiatives aimed at reducing gender inequality. Support grassroots movements, empowering marginalized groups, and strengthen mechanisms for tracking progress towards reducing inequalities. Director of Ceremonies, International Human Rights Day serves not only as a celebration of achievements, but also as a call to action against ongoing injustice related to inequality. Together, we can build a world where everyone has the opportunities to thrive, where everyone's voice is heard, and where everyone's rights are respected. Let us embrace the power of our collective voices and the strength of our shared humanity. Let us work tirelessly to create a future where, I quote, our rights, our future right now, of quote, is not just a slogan. It should not be used as a slogan, but a reality of all. Director of Ceremonies, as we honor this day, let us commit ourselves to protect the fundamental rights for ourselves and others. It is in this spirit of dedication to human rights and social justice that I have the honor today to launch the Social Protection Program booklet or document to the country's social assistance and the social insurance programs in a clear and a simplified way, highlighting programs' eligibility criteria, applications, procedures, registration periods, required documents. When you are going to register, we need documents. Benefit or several service providers and the implementation institutions. You should know which ministry is dealing with this issue. This is the book I'm going to launch today. The booklet embodies our shared vision of uplifting the vulnerability and creating a society where information is power and access to equitable. As the say goes, I quote, where we share information, we share power. And where we share power, we lift each other up, of course. This is what the Social Protection Programs booklet represents, a tool to uplift, inform, and empower. I urge all of you to ensure that this booklet reaches everyone, reaches every corner of Namibia. Let it be distributed widely so that every person knows what help is valuable and how to access it. Together, let us ensure that our social protection system is not just a safety net, but foundation for a bright future for all Namibians. I therefore, at this juncture, declare that today, 10th December 2024, we are closing the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. With these few remarks, Director of Ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to launch the book and invite the governor to join me here to come and launch the book. I thank you. Yes, the chairperson also can follow, can join us here. All the chairpersons who are present here.
Gonna talk tomorrow. Relationship goes to everybody, but one person will never see us up. I wanna love my lady now. Give her whatever that she wants to. Make her feel like a princess. Take her to every place she wants to. Because she cheated, she doesn't deserve to be killed. I've been singing, but to what is Shakabari?
But due to, to campaign, we could not have time to launch it. Otherwise, people could politicize it and say that because of the campaign. Even the money, they were politicizing it. That money, in fact, started in 2021. It's not a political thing. 2021 is when we convert food bank into cash. Then 2022 is when we increased 500 to 600. Is the one which they are distributing now. We have got a long program and we are very late because 2025, next year, now we are going to the rural area to go and just registering those in towns and those who are in peri towns. So there shouldn't be a confusion. I'm happy Sati never had a problem. Maybe only 2 regions had a problem with this money because maybe they were not aware of it. So this money is not fearful, it's not for campaign. Everybody is catered for, be opposition on who. It's Namibian money. It's not for voting or for campaign. I'm trying to remove the propaganda which was created. And the requirement was not the VRN at all. Those were propagandas which were created. Thank you very much. I know, Shwambo. Yes. We are here by. Before it. Or we translate?
No. Let's translate later after.
Yes. I'm hereby. Oh, to come there. Oh, it moved. Yes. I'm hereby to cut this ribbon in Omsati, Utapi town, in Olfuko center, that now this book is open to everybody to go and read it and they know where to go, which ministry to go to, so that you know what government is doing. If you are saying that government is doing nothing, is what I managed to compile as a Ministry of Gender to show our people who are suffering. I know that poverty is a difficult, but remember, Namibia will be the first country to give its citizens from 19 years who are unemployed and those who are without jobs and those who are poor money. Namibia will be the first, but it started a long time in 2021. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. We are serious when we mean it. This is the plan of SWAPO when they were coming from exile to come and develop this country. Play with it. Thank you very much, media. I think you'll take the right message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, but I'm not going home. Oh no, I'll keep on dancing over the weekend. Sons of Africa,
Honorable Minister, a round of applause.
Zambia, Banaba Africa, Banjo Ngamushuwe yo 3450 retete bukavu. Vaiva makadava shemi vafundisa yemavo. By the water, by the water, by the water, oh yeah, by the water.
Thank you very much. That was the message we expected to hear. Oretumara katwali twere ni mnandoka. Mweruva. Opena akrupina yuvako. Oho. Ewanda andikambadhale. Meme kutwaita popyo mwe muva sha afaturwa kungoronea kuchohere. Meme ngono. O meme doli ni asioka. O hene o minister yetweni. Yo ministry mbo unasharoka kwa shikeko kantu. Meme ngwa kara arongano ministry mbono ethimbwere. Omunchina wa? Ya. Andiane ndi mungongere kachona sha popye. Ya o kwa popike ta kwa chiripare ke kucha Namibia ngo chirongo o kwa waimina irongo ikwa omuyuni o kudhimbrukwa no kusimaneka etokoro ndiyaya ningwa kiwa na hangano opoku kale ta kudhimbrukwa no kuchapurwa esiku yuthemba muyuni o eskundono yali ya tokorwa Monvo mavya no mirongo no viri mweno matherongo ino mirongo nena hetatu ya kakereneko kechapuro yo nesimaneko yuthemba uyuni o eskundino hatu yisimanekereo mapenda frega Namibia ngono ga karata garuitha omikaro do kuthemenena uthemba wetu pevi mo twaganja esimaneko yowina ku memeka kurukadhe mongoda ngwali athikama no kuritha ethimino pevi mo mayoviri mo matherongo ino mirongo ntano nongoi ya otapo pikucha o epangero ngashina na chaganjwa keko tambango yo chirongo chetu kucha otakukaturwapo omirandu dhokutu tadika turwa mironga opo kukalekwepo uthemba wantu nokuhwepo palekwe ongarana hantu chochone otapandura kucha epangelo yaninga polera chonguda okwetapo eveta nenge omandiki wokutura mironga okukalekapo uthemba wantu omandiki kwatomona mone gamwe ongashi tuneni embelewa dhetu the policy wo hatukaropoteni una twadhikweni komashongo ngo tagathemeneke uthemba wetu pevi o ndiki ngashi ndalithanwa o legal assistance center ndono hajikwathere okukalerapo antu me kota embelewa ngashi ombelewa ombudsman ho hatuvulu okukaganja omakemo getu nikondo nembelewa omandiki gili no gili ya taganya onkumo nenge tathindiremo ochiparanyoro chonuvo kucha ochiparanyoro shono otachipopirera kucha uthemba wetu ona otatupopire kucha ona ukale onakwiwa hetu okutufara mo nharamwenyo ombwana amona kwiwa ya otapopi kucha ngota kupopiwa uthemba wanyu nenge ochiparanyoro shina tuchikuthakwe kucha ompopike gongaho nde otatupopi kucha uthemba wetu owike tauvuru okutupa onjira opo tuganje omadhiladhilo getu tuganje omawi getu pashi tuvite ocho chiri monjira opo tuvole kukala twamona onakuyiwa ombwana wanji twahara ya otapopi kucha otuna omainda gelimo chirongo chetu nenge gelimo kati ketu ngo tagathemenene uthemba wetu ongashi unene omahepekathano gomo magumbo ngono haganingirwa unene akulukadhi na anona ya no mashongo ngono ogeli ochimbyo chinene ko okeshumo komesho okucho okeshumo komesho yo ngarathano hanu ndene shumo komesho yo paliko wo otakuganjwa orupandu orunene konkandangala njo tahithanwa komeme hotakudhimburukiwa na kucha Namibia ngo chirongo okwadhidhirikiwa kucha otunerago shashi otunalera ehokororo ewana okupopya kucha otuna omeme nenge omwaro mwana wa omeme mbo yadhana onkandangala meshumo komesho yo chirongo mbo tuvite kucha oyo yetanana opo tukale tulieni ponthika matulieni ngashina na meme apopino kwa pausa tati okwara okuganja orupanduro wina komogoro wa presidente kukune tumbo ndeitwa ngono kakerige kokukara omogoro wa presidente okwadhana onkandangala onene mo human rights ano mo kukalekapo uthemba wantu no mo kukalekapo uthemba omeme shashina he okwakuthire ohe gumwe go maaleli yotango yo chikondo shicho chokuhwameka ekalekepo uthemba wo akakwatike ko kantu ya ngashi ndapopi kucha Namibia okwaninga pweta pala shonguda okupromota uthemba wantu uthemba womeme otakupopiwa ne kucha ngotachia pa uyuni Namibia kwakutha onhatu oni hetatu taleni kucha muyuni omuna irongo inji yapita pethere no mirongo heyali nacha nde Namibia okulipo onhatu oni hetatu muyuni ngotachia po kukalekapo uthemba wantu ndete ochironga chongudala chapumbo kupewa makesho ngotachia nekirongo yumbuganu wa Afrika irongo yumbuganu wa Afrika mbi akutiko sadeka ndichi Namibia okuli monomora ho tango okukalekapo uthemba wantu no nefike pamwe yomeme ya okwa tomona lera kusha shino chetwa neshashi epangero ya Namibia na yeshe mbo hakwathere epangero kutura imironga omirandu dhayo odhakala tadhirongo dhituramo okutura mironga eveta kucha eveta dido mochirongo nenge eveta dido panthika go sadaka eveta do panthika go continente Africa nenge eveta do pauyuni ano ongo chirongo tulira twitura mokutura mironga eveta do no chocho neta cheta tu kale ta kuti kujo taturongo no tweta pocha chonguda kakerene kashitwaronga po otachitulitha ontseke pepe shashina tango mochirongo chetu omunana nalera omashongo gelipo mbada mo ngashingoroni yakwata ta popi popi mano kucha okutara ochitopolwa chetu onsati otachivulika cherera pe nomora do pombada ngotachiako komahepekathana go momagumbo ano mahepekathana go momagumbo ngaganingiru unene omeme na anona ogolera oguli eshongwe nene ndotali shongo tali tuchuna konima opo katukalegepo uthemba wetweni ano ochima shono tochimwe cho mini mambitwa pumbweni okala taleni no mesho gamanamo nokuchieta peshuliro otakudhirikiwa okucha natango otunao anu ta njonjwa ta enjojo ya anu unene anona ta njonjwa kuza pesharali mokufarwa po masharo makwao nacho chiriwo eshongo kekalegepo uthemba wa anu no eviviriko yuga kwa chikeko kanu otuna natango pe mito dhimwe twadhanga omeme adhinika itapewa na esimaneko yithike pamwe no tate ano ini mambino oiri omashongo neshongo ne yimwe apopira yasimano ntono kucho kwadhikiwa onatango kucha ngotachi apo piniwe yo pamaliko unene evi ndicha ini maisho hairongerwa kevi omeme natango chataliko kucho oyafana na kanana na ombito hithike pamwe no tate opo yamone yakale imone na omavi ano ini mambiono ini malipa mboku taleno mesho manene opo tukale ntwa kaliki pokucha uthemba wa anu wakale kwa ponao ya no kombinga neho haya kwetumbata kuti marginalized community mbo unene hupire menzo de shito okwataliko kucha embuga paleko otayi themerene pevi uthemba wawo shashi nena ngengo kwaningwe mbuga paleko ohali ni mambio mokuti nengo oha yupumi ni mambita izibo kuti shapo embuga paleko nena ini mambio kaipoe opoyavuro kuimonena uhupiro ya nomwashono ne okwetwindire na atusheni nga kuzangako kwamba hatureveta mironga polisi no chowo ndena seni onga kwa chiwana twituleni nyara kumwe opo tukaleni twarwitheni mashongo ngano ndazino kutumbura seta tupopieniwe una pena chacha pumbo kupopiwa na tuganjeni uyerere kwambo ya pumbo kuchuo po ya tule mironga eveta wo uthemba wanu ukale kwepo okuzane mono okweya netapo pitati mo kakerene ko kuchapula esikundino yuthemba wanu nesku yomeme okweyo wina okutweguruleni okamboha no kachangwa takati o social protection booklet okambohano otaka thamu namona na walera omirandu tho ngene omakwatho go chiwana taga turwa mironga na unene tu okwa otakuturwa mironga edhiradhiro yepangero ndo tajika yambidhidha antu mbairi morwepo antu mbairi pokati kevradhiri onlongo nongoi nevuro mirongo ntano nongoi takakala tapewa ochimaliwa chomathere gahamano komwedhi otechipopine kucha kachishi onjodhi kachisho chima cheapwano ashachikwata kuningo mahogoro pamwe anu yekweya yahogorole ndotati ochini machaza nale chatameka nale manga ongudunjita hipangere he akochipundi akala nwahina nale dhiradhiro ndono okuchitura mirongo po yakwathere okurwitha orwepo chocho nedati nena okweya nokuchimufaturulira kucha ochaturwa mironga ocho chiri kachisho njodhi natumpeno make Yaro. Paife otuke ni ambarali la pe shurio yo programa hetu hesiku. Yeah. So the next item in the agenda is the vote of thanks by Honorable Andreas Shintama, the chairperson of Musati Regional Council. Honorable Shintama.
Director of the program, Mr. Nafele Manuel, the Director of Planning in our Regional Council, Omsati Region. Director of Ceremonies, Honorable Doreen Sioka, Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, Honorable Egenus Enjala, Governor of our great region, Omsati, Your Worship, Solma Asino, the Mayor of Otapi, the city of our, capital city of our region, esteemed invited guests, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to deliver the vote of thanks at this important occasion that is to commemorate the International Human Rights and Namibian Women's Day. Allow me to thank Honorable Doreen Sioka, Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication, and Social Welfare, for your choosing Omsati region to host the main event for the commemoration of the International Human Rights and Namibian Women's Day. We are honored by your presence here today, and we are grateful for the powerful statement that you have made. I believe all those who are present here today have taken a word or two that will help to achieve gender equality and the protection of human rights in our country. Today, we have reflected on the theme, our rights, our future, right now. This theme is more than a reminder. It is a call to action. Director of Ceremonies, allow me to appreciate all the distinguished speakers. Honorable Egenus Enjala, Governor of our region, Omsati, Advocate Basilius Dakuta, who is represented by Ms. Eleni Nangolo, the Ombudsman, Commissioner Ismail Basson, Regional Commander of Omsati Region, represented Inspector General Shikongo, the Namibian Police Inspector, of course, Ms. Gladys Pickering, Executive Director from the Ministry of Justice, Mr. Saltiel Shinedima, Ward Executive Director, and Reverend Philippus Kashima for enlightening us with inspirational speeches. Notably, our rights are the foundation of our shared humanity, and the key must be respected, protected, and fulfilled right now. From the right to life, liberty, and security of a person, to the right of education and the freedom of expression. Each of these rights shape the world we live in and the future we are building for the generations to come. In addition, I would like to appreciate the presence of all regional and the local authority councillors. Here I would like to appreciate the presence of Honorable Damian Maambai, Regional Chairperson of the Kavango East Region. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Emmanuel Shishiveni Shikongo, the host councillor. Honorable Leonard Shikulo, councillor responsible for Okahao constituency and a member of parliament. Honorable Petrus Simon, regional councillor responsible for Onesi constituency. Honorable Mateus Gabriel, member of management and councillor responsible for Oshikuku constituency. Thank you very much, honorable members, and other regional councillors that I could not recognize. Local authorities, I have mentioned already, the mayor of our Utapi town, including our other mayors from our region, and of course, from other towns in Namibia. I should also recognize the chairperson of management for the town council. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I should also thank our Chief Regional Officer, Mr. Gervasius Kashindi, and the Chief Regional Officer for Ohangwena region, Mr. Philip Shilongo. Thank you very much. And the other CROs that I could not see or recognize. Tatekulu Osvin Mukulu, Erengaretwenene Roshtunda Shambanu, Osho Nangono Ulirepo, Osho Alerietu Opamsura Karamulimo Katiketu, Ondemu Pandura Unene, Shimwea to Simanekeni, Esiku Ufemba Numunyuni, Osho Esiku Riomeme, Monamibia. My gratitude also goes to the Ministry of Gender, Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, the Umsati Regional Council, Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology, the media houses, thank you very much. And of course, the preparatory committee, thank you very much. Entertainment groups, that is now the cultural groups, and all the stakeholders, atusheni akwashwana, okuzama origina yetu ya Msati, no poushinda, ondemu pandura unene shimwa kara efimbondino, tusumane kenye sikundi ya simana, who contributed to the successful commemoration of this day. Thank you very much. I would be failing in my duty if I do not openly acknowledge the presence of the men and women in uniforms from Namibian Defense, NAMPOL, and Namibian Correctional Services. Thank you for your attendance. It is very much appreciated. Director of Ceremonies, finally, as we live here today, let us carry forward the message that human rights are for all people, everywhere, at all times, right now. Let us be the generation that steps up, speaks out, and demands accountability, because the future we want, the future we deserve, begins with our commitment today. Let also me thank once again our Honorable Minister for launching the book on social protection programs booklet in our region. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And finally, thank you very much, Director of the program, for have lead the program very well, and I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Shintama. Let's give him another round of applause. Yes, we have celebrated. These have brought to our program to an end. Before I take the last item, I would just like to make a few announcements. The few announcements I want to tell you is that Honorable Minister, Honorable Governor, we have organized a refreshment as part of the celebration today. We wish we could have, we could serve everyone under the same roof, but due to logistical challenges, we couldn't manage. Therefore, we have 2 stations to serve our guests. The first station is for the public. Holike anje, otwashukithike ni peshuliro yo programa, otwaronge kida pongo okamusha, ongo chitoporo acho kucelebrate siku yonena, ya okwanga ndaruka tuvuro kulireni peshara limwe, ndemoro kwani paringi fina shishiwa, onkeno tandindirene, shatpimbeni embiro ya Afrika no yopashiwana, otwaningeronge kido yiripo mwero mpeae, opena orori hina ikuya no konwa. Shitatuze ni manota twende nige nawa, tuleni monkweyo, topiti porori, topeo kapaki goe kokulia, topeo kunwa koe. Shoshiwana oshikucha, ikuyambino yatere kwige mombiga himwa aishe. Ikuyambia iliwa mbita ikaliwa peshara limwe liri, na mbita iliwa mea, aisho yatere kwige mombiga himwa aishe. Rokondo nige kucha, inatuvuro ku karatu na eshara ya wana tutopole anu yalile pamwa aishe. Chocho nga tuwali tuhara. Onkene, natuninge ni ngano ya holike. Yeah, for the guests are going to be served in the tent right here on the western side. The men and women in the uniform, I think they can hold on for the further instruction. Thank you. So may we rise for the AU and national anthem.
Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our
Thank you.